Hello and welcome to another episode of Success to Significance Storytime. If you've been following the channel, you know that I have dedicated a certain number of videos talking about stories that have happened to me that hopefully will uplift you, will encourage you, will give you something to think about. So I hope that you've been enjoying the story so far. And today you saw the thumbnail and you saw the picture. Today I'm going to be talking about race. Yes, I just want to tell you my little story about it, and this is how I've come to the conclusion that I have. Okay, guys, this story happened like almost 50 years ago, and it was my experience with race relations right here in America, and it kind of shaped my way of thinking from that point on. So what happened back in the day, my dad decided that he wanted to travel by car from New York to California and back. He wanted to make this a big trip. We found out that we had some relatives in California. So he tricked out the car with the CB radio, and my mom and my brother and I set off to California from New York. Now, because my father was the only driver, this was a 3-day journey. So you can imagine, this was in the 70s. So we stopped at a lot of off the side of the road restaurants and rest areas and drive-ins and things. And it was a very wonderful trip. I have very fond memories about the trip. But how this deals with race, some very interesting things occurred. As we're traveling along in one of the Midwestern states, I don't remember exactly what state it was, but in any case, there was a large white community where we stopped. My dad was and still is a big coffee drinker. He likes his coffee hot with cream, sugar on the side. So he ordered that. He took my brother and I into the restaurant. We sat down. He ordered, and then he came back to sit down. My mom stayed in the car. So in any case, he opens up the top to put the sugar in, and he sees this big wad of phlegm inside. Somebody spit in his coffee, family. He looked at it. He showed it to us, and then he went back up to the front and asked for the store manager. The store manager was very apologetic. He asked my dad, did he want another coffee? And my father was like, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I want my money back. And the manager obliged. Again, he was very sorry for what happened, and we left. We talked about it a little bit in the vehicle when we got in, and my mom was upset. You know, in my little self, I was less than 10, I believe. I was angry. I couldn't understand why somebody would do that. You know, I grew up in a very mixed race community, didn't realize that people hated each other. So, and would do such vile things. So, you know, I was angry. I'm thinking about it. But then something very interesting happened. A little bit down the way, maybe 3 hours have passed, and it's starting to get dark. And our headlights started flickering. And then they went completely off. Now, we're pretty much in the middle of nowhere. So my dad is like, well, there's no place we can go. If I stop, it's not going to be, you know, it's really no place to stop. What are we going to do? So he had his CB radio, and he was communicating with a truck driver. And I could tell from the inflection in his voice. I mean, we can all tell when somebody's white or black just by the way they speak. So it was a white truck driver behind us, and he noticed the lights were flicking and it's getting dark. So he went breaker 19 and, you know, all that talk. And he said, listen, I am going to follow you to the next large city that you can pull over where it'll be safe. I'm going to put on my high beams and follow you. This truck driver must have followed us for like, I would say, a good part of 3 or 4 hours. And he helped us. He saved us. Who knows where we would have been. I probably wouldn't have been talking to you this day had we pulled off to the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. Anything could have happened to us. So I said that story, guys, to tell you it wasn't about race. Yes, we had that bad experience at the one location, but then we had the good experience at this other location. So I learned then and there, people are not a monolith. Everybody is different. It's about character. It's about who you are inside. It has nothing to do with the color of your skin. I met black people that were screwed up. I met black people that were wonderful. I met white people that were screwed up, and I met white people that were wonderful. And because if you follow my channel, you know I travel all over the world. I've been to 60 plus countries on all 7 continents. So I met people from all kinds of cultures, all skin tones, and I can go on and tell you about my experiences. 99.9% of them have been great, and it wasn't because of the color. So I'm just telling you these things right now. I know that some things are volatile. You look at the news and things, and you may say, wow, that's really messed up. Those people are messed up. But I'm encouraging you, don't use that phrase, those people. I would like for you to judge people on an individual basis, and you'll see your life will be so much happier. You'll feel so much better, and things will work out for you. So that being said, I hope that this video did some good to you, and you have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye.